said in the previous episode that the bean cage is beyond repair as far as I'm concerned. I'm just going to take this down as it is and build a couple of little teepees for the beams for this season, and then build a proper structure for next. Well, that's made quite a big difference already, as you can see. I've got a load of junk what was in there. I'll have a good sort out, and a lot of it can go to the tip. Originally what had happened, I got these posts with like these brackets holding them to the planks, but as the planks have warped, they've got loose. So the next thing I'm going to do is take the uprights out. So that's it, all cleared now, ready. I'll give the soil a little dig over, sort a few canes out, and then get some TP wigwams up, ready for the beans. I've just had a little clean out of the Veggie Pod now. We have had some stuff out of here. The spinach, well, still going at that, amazing that is. Some of the lettuce did bolt because the stuff does grow very quickly in there, but we still pulled the outer leaves off, and what we didn't use has gone into the worm bin. We've had plenty of rocket, endive, and in there now I've got a tray. This is beetroot, it's choggy, I think it is, yeah. And I'm going to definitely put one row, maybe two, depends what else I can sow in here. As I was looking in the greenhouse, I've found these are some more ramrod onions, so I'm going to pop them into the Veggie Pod as well. I've just got another couple of rows left in the Veggie Pod now, so I'm using this year as a trial really to see what grows well for me in there. So I've gone trying this is French Breakfast 3 radish, and I'm going to put one line in of Autumn King carrots. So that's the Veggie Pod stocked up again, ready for another growing session. Just quick recap, on the end there I put 4 plants in, them are the beetroot called Chogia. Ramrod onions again in there, we do use quite a lot of those. There's a blank line there, them are French Breakfast radish. And the last one there, just to trial this one is, as I said, it's the Autumn King 2 carrots. I've just lifted the net off the parsnips. Apart from weeding, as you can see, they need thinning out, so I'm about to make the difficult decision of picking the best one in each station and then cutting the rest off at soil level. So that's it, all thinned out. It's always a job that I'm glad to see the back of, because as I say, one false move on that, the plant's gone. But everything seemed to get okay. Removing the collars, it does take away a bit of the support, and moving the other plants as well. So what you see there, I've just mounded the soil up around the plant, and that'll just get a bit of extra support while it puts a bit more growth on. There's the ones I removed, and that's the collars. In about 3 or 4 years, this is the first time I've remembered to remove the collars, so it'll be interesting to see how they perform. Right now I'm going to give them a good watering and put the net back over. If the rows on the watering can's a bit fierce, just twist it round and it does actually soften the jets. It's time to lift the garlic now. Got all these lovely scapes on the elephant ones, and I have lifted one already. This was the biggest one I could see, the biggest stem. As you can see, the bulbs are decent size, so hopefully the rest's going to be the same. But the normal garlic, it's like rotted down really well, so I don't know whether I've left that a bit too long, but I'll dig it up, we'll have a look what we got. And this is the grand total of the garlic harvest. Disappointed is a bit of an understatement really, but partly my fault. They should have been lifted about 3 to 4 weeks ago, but I left them in and the actual stem rotted down onto the bulb, and most of the bulbs, when I lifted them up, they'd actually split into the cloves already. So I did have white rot on 1 or 2, so I think for next year I'm going to bring in brand new stock. Right, I'm going to lift the elephant garlic now. Let's hope it's a better success rate than the garlic. The first thing I'm going to do is remove these scapes, which are quite delicious. I like them in an omelette, but you can do pesto and everything with them. So I'll just take these off to start with. I'm glad to report it's a bit better news with the elephant garlic. I've given them a little swill under the tap, and I'm going to put them down the bottom end of the allotment to let them dry in the sun for the next few days. But all in all, not too bad. I've got a couple of ones which are a bit iffy, strange colour there, but not to bother about that. And that's made up for the poor result on the garlic. I'm just going to chuck a quick frame up here for the beans. Put 3 metal poles and just stamped them in. Cut the cross members, and I'm going to cable tie the vertical canes to it. Can you believe it? Middle of June and I haven't got my beans in yet. Depending how many canes I can get in there, I might put another framework at the back yet, but we'll do this one first and see how it goes. So that's it, that'll do for this one. Not the prettiest of things, but hopefully it'll get me through for this season at least. I may put another one up the other side, depending on how many beans I've got to put out. But that's about it for today. I'll have another look tomorrow. I'm back looking at the beans again. I didn't realise I got this many. Mixture of Benchmaster runner beans, Blue Lake and Cabra French. So it looks like putting another framework up the opposite side. In the end I decided to plant this row out of the French beans. These are the Blue Lake, and these can be put in roots down while I'm building this other side. Just a bit of bloodfish and bone. Break the plug up and mix them in there. So I've got an excess of plants, I'm actually putting 2 in the hole. So these have been grown in the root trainers. Press them down firmly. Mix the soil up with the bloodfish and bone and firm them in. One final thing before watering in, I like to just tie the bean to the cane just to give it a direction what to climb, and also the beans, as you look down the cane, the beans will wrap themselves around in an anti-clockwise, a counterclockwise direction as they come up towards the sky. So that'll go round like that. And so I'll just give these just a little, only a loose knot. It's just to keep them somewhere near to the cane. All watered in now. I've added a couple of little mesh frames in front of them. Because I've added bloodfish and bound to the soil, there's a risk the fox might come ferreting round at night digging. Hopefully that'll keep him away. In the meantime, time to do the frame the other side. With the easement of the lockdown gradually increasing, our local market's opened, and I've been able to purchase some trailing begonias for the baskets and the troughs in the back garden. So that's another job to add to the list. That's all for now. In the meantime, I'm going to start planting the beans out. You'll see that in the next episode. So until then, stay safe, all the best, bye for now.